Hey everyone, it's Shaf, aka That Mill Guy, coming at you with episode 13 of Exploring Mill. This time we're going to be looking at Sultai Mill. That's right, we're adding green because that green splash allows us to answer anything and everything. That's right, even before Drown in Loch was printed, we had Assassin's Trophy. Assassin's Trophy is a fantastic card, and you can get that from the Jund Boys themselves. It answers anything from Tron lands all the way, for our sake, Leyline of Sanctity. That's right, an all-in-one piece that really pays this splash off, and it is the functional big brother of cards like Abrupt Decay. Now, where's Abrupt Decay in our list? Well, that's for you to find out with the deck list down in the description box down below. And without further ado, here's the gameplay. I'll catch you guys on the flip side for the wrap up. All right, everyone, game number one, Sultai Mill. We're going to be on the play. Oh, this hand is so close. Okay, so we're going to mulligan. Okay, we're going to mulligan again. Okay, we'll keep this one. Okay, I got to lose straight up. I got to lose. I can't lose surgical, can I? I'll probably want removal, and I probably want some peeking. So I'll lose surgical, and I'll lose the Mystic Sanctuary. Okay, so we're going to play the Shelldock. We're going to put Drown in the Loch underneath, because Assassin's Trophy is just a better catch-all to draw, whereas Drown in the Loch is fine kind of later in the game countering things. I probably just want more catch-alls available to me. Okay, so I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this. Looks like there's some style of blue deck, so I'm just gonna do this now. Oh, Path Exile. Path Exile's with Steam Vents? Jeskai. Okay, we'll grab an Overgrown Tomb. Well, now they know we're Sultai Mill. Oh, okay, this looks like some Jeskai Delver list. Yeah, okay. Lightning Bolts. Probably Snapcasters. Probably Pyromancers in here as well, honestly. A lot of bolts, I imagine. Oh, so that might mean Lightning Helix. Lightning Helix is a common thing in Jeskai builds, Jeskai aggro builds. Temple Epiphany. Okay, this is like a budget list. I don't think you want Temple Epiphany in Modern. I'll be honest. I don't think you want that in Modern. Come on, dude. You're not Adnaz. You're not trying to find a piece. This looks like an aggressive list. Like... Bruh, what are you looking for? My dude, what are you looking for? Well, alright. I gotta constrain my dude on the manas here. Yeah, I gotta constrain my dudes on the manas here. I can't have him let him have 2 blue. I imagine he has some amount of counter magic. So I have my green source. I probably want a second blue just because I have mission briefing in the deck. Likely bolt my crab here. Oh no, okay. Just needed the red source, I guess. Again, we're saving this Collective Brutality in case I'm really thinking they have a Pyromancer. I wasn't paying attention, but I'm thinking they have Pyromancer. Ooh, Royal Scions. Ooh, okay, yeah, but I'm thinking they have a Pyromancer or like some type of creature that I can effectively use Collective Brutality on. So at this point, I'm probably discarding the Field of Ruin. Like, they look like they have a lot of basics. Oh, they lost the Abrade. That's pretty... I don't know if that's smart, because, like... Oh, that's pretty gas. Okay. Well... So in that case... We're just gonna... Straight up just gonna go for the mill outs here. I can't do both, can I? Can I do both? I can't do both, can I? Okay, I'm like slightly messed that up. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just gonna grab a Watery Grave tapped. And I think I really do need to Assassin's Trophy this. Looks like they will have... Oh, I messed that up, didn't I? Oh, I punted just a little bit there. Okay. Okay, in that case, I'll peek. I'll peek and gain some... No, I'll peek. Messed that up a bit. I do want to Assassin's Trophy that. That's pretty good. I feel good about that. Okay. So I'm able to take out a Lightning Helix, which deals with my Hedron Crab. That feels pretty good. And even if they play Pyromancer here, they're not able to... if they play Pyromancer here, they're not able to... Snapcaster into a counter spell. So killing the Royal Scions is just going to be, you know, open. Okay, looks like they are just playing. So what did they discard? They discarded a Peasy. That's interesting. Path to Exile. Okay, so they play their Celestial Colonnade. Path to Exile, that's perfectly fine. I don't care about that. I would love to search my library. Probably go with Swamp. Just so we can have those situations where Surgical's pretty good here. Surgical taking out Snapcaster is pretty solid here. Yeah, just taking out the Snapcaster Mage is pretty solid, just so because we know that's in their hand. Okay. So we know they have an Opt in their hand. Take out the other two snaps. So Grim Lavamancers. A lot of things we got to deal with here. Okay, so 2 more Spell Quellers. Okay, so the list, they have Aggression left. Really just want to starve them off some sources here. Grab an island. Perfect. And I'm just gonna do this now before they potentially draw a counter spell or just, you know, some other way to do something with this Royal Scions. Don't want it ultimating, and again, this is why we have Assassin's Trophy. We just have this catch-all answer. You know, the big draw to playing Sultai is Assassin's Trophy. It really is. Through and through, it really is. Again, we're also thinning their deck. You know, we are able to eventually get off this Drown in the Loch. Honestly, hey, like, stuff like Crypt Incursion is pretty solid. Okay, so what do they play here? Not show chat, show game log. What do they play here? They play a mountain, so they still have the island in their hand. I don't know why. So our opponent just gave us some information there. So we know that one of the cards in their hand is an island. Okay, so I'm tempted to do this on their upkeep, actually. So let's go. We're going to pass through, see if they do anything. I'm going to do this on their upkeep, because if they wish to counter it, they can do it then. They can use their mana here. Oh, that's so good. I really like that. That's so good. Okay, so I'm going to destroy this Pyromancer. Do this now. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Again, I know the last card in their hand is an island. I know that legitimately. Sure. They can look for a land again. Now this turns on our Drown in the Loch, but that doesn't matter. I'm just going to gain the life off of this, and we're kind of smooth sailing from here. Perfect. We're you know, 3 damage a turn means nothing. We know they have an island in their hand. I don't know why they're not playing it. Unless they played it already. I don't think they did. Okay. I think I want to do this now. Just destroy the Delver just so it doesn't flip. Because they could flip an instant and sorcery. Just like a counterspell we don't really want to deal with. Did they play the island? Am I like missing something? Anyway, like 3 damage a turn means absolutely nothing to me. That's fine. Assassin Trophy's here to deal with like any significant threat. Sure. I don't... Whatever, man. I got turns. Okay, perfect. So they finally play the island. We don't know what's going on. This is great. That's fine. Field of Ruin is not great. Not in this situation at all. Okay. Cool. PZ is fine. PZ is fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this now. There's no point in doing this now, actually. Yeah, okay, so there's no point in doing this now. Because I will just get... If they counter this spell, they will just get another elemental untapped on their turn. So there's no point in doing this now. Okay, that's a pretty... Okay, that's pretty good. Mesmeric Orb is pretty good here. That's actually a clock. Okay. Okay, then now there's no point in me not doing this now. Okay. Perfect. There's actually, that might have been a misplay. There's actually is an argument for force. Yeah, actually, no, the better play here is, okay, just so everyone knows, the better play here is letting the Mesmeric Orb triggers resolve, hoping that they mill out any more basics, and then Assassin's Trophying them, because we know they're at 0 cards in hand. And at this point, they legitimately cannot win. They legitimately cannot win. They cannot, you can't win. You know, they can't win. I will find something. I can like confidently say that I will find something. Watch as I burn from saying that, like right now. Just like absolute nonsense. I don't know what they're doing right now. Like Misty. I keep drawing lands. There's so many lands. So many lands. What's going on? So many lands. Remind me to check the deck list when you're going to sideboards here. So many lands. Oh my. Oh my. Okay, alright, so begin sideboarding. Where are we at with lands? We're at 23 lands. Why are we drawing so many lands? I'm going more because their 2-drop slot is like so insane. Anyway, so Search is out. Bridge is out because they're gonna have, we know they have stuff like they likely have stuff like a Braid. Surgicals are likely like slightly too weak. And Assassin's Trophy is not really what we want. Abrupt Decay is what we want. Abrupt Decay, Plague Engineers. Ooh, bring in the Abrupt Decay. Plague Engineers with a bunch of X1 seems fantastic. Fatal Pushes just because their threats are so low. Just reducing the CMC of our removal, and then just some Dispels, honestly. Just some counter magic. Potentially here, I could even bring in... We're on the draw, so I feel... I think this is fine. Do we want Weather the Storm? I don't think so. I don't think so. We'll see. We're already up a game. Let's go with it. I don't think we want Weather the Storm. Again, Assassin's Trophy is being taken out just because like the permanents that we can bring here. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I didn't notice, but y'all can see the top corner of my thing. Okay, we're just gonna shift it just a bit more. There you go. There you go. Okay. I was gonna say top corner. You could see the edges. Why is no one telling me these things? Okay, so we've submitted. Let's see what's going on. Again, taking out the Search for Azcanta because it's a little too slow. Surgicals seem suboptimal. They seem fine, but are there better things we can bring in? Yes, and that's the argument for it. Surgicals are fine, but we can bring in better things. Let's see what we got. Here, I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna look at my hand from the side. Even though I can't see it. I'm like looking over at Streamlabs OBS right here that I'm recording with. Now look at our hand. Ooh. Okay, well, our opponent actually just needs to do something. Ooh, look at all. Is this a good hand? I can't see. Let me look at the screen. It sounds pretty good. I like it. This sounds pretty good. Okay. I'll keep it. This sounds pretty gas. I like it. Okay. So they've kept their 7, sure. Oh, I'm definitely going Crab. I'll shock next turn. I'm fine. If this Delver flips, then whatever. It's a pretty, like, honestly, like, for Delver, this is a pretty creature-heavy list. Oh, they have Path. Yeah, this is a pretty creature-heavy list. Considering like 4 like flip Delvers, but oh well. Okay, so they'll probably Path of Hedron Crab. That's fine. I'll get a green source. I needed it, so I'll grab our basic. Yeah, now is not the time to do that. That's fine. So we can Fatal Push that pretty easily. Perfect. So they will path here. Perfect. Yes, I will grab our forest. Bang. We will go to draw. I will play this. I will shock. Perfect. And we will do this. Perfect. And we have an Abrupt Decay for possibly a Pyromancer or any follow-up that they may have. And we have an active Hedron Crab that they have to throw potentially burn spells at. And any amount of burn spells they throw. Yeah, perfect. That's 3 life that we've gained. That's 3 life that they do not have. So I think, yeah, we're going to play Shelldock. We'll see what we get here. Obviously put the Mesmeric. Okay. Obviously put the Mesmeric Orb underneath. And we'll mill them just a bit. And go from there. Just making sure that this Crypt Incursion is live. This Crypt Incursion is actually pretty live right now. There's a lot of creature targets. Royal Scions? What is this? This looks like Royal Scions. Royal, that's fine. Again, this is an Abrupt Decay target. You know, that's what this is. This is an Abrupt Decay target. What are they discarding? They're discarding a Peasy. That's interesting. Does that mean they have another one? Okay, so unfortunately I have to use my black mana for this. But it's fine. We get to kill that, and then we get to play this. Perfect! We're in a commanding. We are in a commanding position right now. This is great. Sultai mill coming through. And it's really just a light splash, right? It's not like Esper where we're so deep into it. We're playing planeswalkers with it and everything. Like, it's really just that light splash giving us the ability to deal with anything. Abrupt Decay, Assassin's Trophy, you know, big game. Big game. Obviously, like, a little bit of life gain on the side as well, but, you know. Okay, so let me tax their mana just a bit here. Let me tax their mana just a bit. They can choose between white or red mana here, essentially. That's fine. What are you gonna cast? I guess they can choose to cast a counterspell. Okay. Yeah, so Bolt Snap Bolt is fine. Sure. Sure. I'll grab another Black Source. I think here I'm going to try and resolve this. I'm getting a little too scared about how low our life is getting. Do they have a counter spell? What are they just tapping red for? I don't understand what this. Okay, they're just trying to mill more cards. I don't understand. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, whatever, man. Like, I'm at 33 life. I could care less. That 1 card in hand. They've used up a Snapcaster for the sake of aggression. You know, we're getting close to the 2nd Mesmeric Orb. Perfect. Again, I'm gonna play this art, Glimpse the Unthinkable. If it gets countered, so be it. They're tapping out cards. You know what I mean? Oh, this is great. Okay, so we're really gonna juke them a bit here. See if they bite. See if they bite. And I think they have to. I don't think our opponent's that experienced. I say this because of this basic land base. I think they're relatively, you know, budget player. I think they're a relative budget player. Sure. Guess who's getting blown out? 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 I don't care. I don't want to pay it. I just want to blow this game out of the water. We're gonna name human. Bang. Guess who's getting blown out? Guess who's getting blown out? Yeah. 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 Plague Engineer. God. Gotta love. Man, stuff that is not legal in Pioneer. Feels bad. Okay, so we're getting, our deck is getting close to their deck amount, so that's pretty good. Okay, so let's see if they do anything. I really don't want to attack. My thing is, like, I don't want to just start milling cards on my own, even though it is a clock. There's like literally no point for me to milling things on my own here. That's something. I like that. Okay, and I have Dispel. Okay, Dispel is backup. All right. If they go to kill the Plague Engineer or do anything, I can mill them. I can, sorry, counter it, not mill them. Well, that was quick. See you guys for game number 2. Okay. All right. Game number 2, Sultai mill. We got all the answers. That's what Assassin's Trophy says anyway. If Assassin's Trophy could speak, it would say, I got all the answers. Like this, it's got 4 lands, it's got a Hedron Crab, it's got a Cobru, it's got some life gain. There's a lot to like about this hand. We will keep it. There's a lot to like. There's a lot to like. Let's see what our opponent does here. Hopefully nothing too crazy. I can never seem to find my archive traps in my opening hand. So they mulled a 5. That feels pretty good. Is it Tron? Is it Dredge? Windswept Heath. Mulled 5 with the Windswept Heath. What are you playing? Just bad hands, I guess? No. Alright, well, I'm gonna play Hedron Crab. No need to show that we're green until we have to. So now they know we're playing against mill. Do they want to fetch? The age-old bit. Do you fetch? You fetch, yeah. you fetch. You fetch right now. You fetch aggressively, and you fetch when you can. You just don't want to give me opportunities to find other cards. Sure. Okay, so Temple Garden. Temple Garden is usually indicative of a fair creature deck. Temple Garden Basic Forest. Is this a Collected Company deck? Okay, some type of Bant Flicker deck. This isn't humans, I don't think. I mean, it is the 2-player queue, so a lot of people, they try some stuff. Let me tell you that. People try some stuff. People be trying stuff. Okay. Ensnaring Bridge seems like it's going to be pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to take a peek here. Just gain some information. Oh, Ephemerate. Oh, okay. So there's like some combo stuff going on here. Okay, so escalate with 2 modes. -2/-2, and take a peek. We really do want to grab stuff like Ephemerate. It looks like some type of blinky, flickery deck. For sure. Lose the Overgrown Tomb. Again, we just want multiple blue sources. Oh, Night of Autumn kind of sucks. Night of Autumn kind of does suck. That deals with our Ensnaring Bridge pretty well, especially with that Ewit. Oh man, Ewit and then like flicker it. Oh man, that's not great. I really hope. I don't know. They're probably gonna play the Eternal Witness here and then grab an Ephemerate. This is probably gonna be Eternal Witness and Ephemerate. I don't want to deal with this egregious nonsense. Like, I really don't. I really don't. This is so brutal. Okay, yeah. Just grab Ephemerate. Just do what you're supposed to do. Oh, that's disgusting. Okay, I don't want to deal with this. Okay, some type of like Bant Flicker. Some type of Bant Flicker deck. Is it Bant Soul Herder? That's a thing, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's a thing. Bant Soul Herder is a thing. That's pretty good. They have the white source anyway, I guess. We can resolve that later. Yeah, so just mill them. I think this is okay, it's Bant Soul Herder. There you go, we found it. This is gonna be a race. We're lucky in the sense that they've mulliganed pretty well. Or well, I mean they've mulliganed pretty aggressively, so we do have that going for us, but it's not looking great otherwise. And now they have access to Eternal Witness plus Ephemerate. That's not cute. Because like the first Ephemerate target flickers something on the battlefield, the second Ephemerate target just flickers Eternal Witness, grabbing another Ephemerate. Like, feels like we're playing Pauper. I mean, I don't know actually. I don't know what Pauper's like right now. It's probably less egregious. Like we've lost Astrolabe in Pauper. Wall of Blossoms. That's a flicker target. One that I don't mind. I'm gonna be honest. One that I do not mind. Okay. Got some flickers. Got some flicky. So we know that they have an Ephemerate, and we know that they have a Knight of Autumn. That's fine. I'm fine with taking 2. And the whole point is just going to be to mill them out. Just mill them out. That's the point right now. Just race. Forward direction, just race. Perfect. That's what we want to see. Just cards that can really just push ahead here. Okay. So again, just throw that way. Just want to make sure that this Crypt Incursion is as effective as possible. All right. As long as they don't have any spicy card that, like, you know, like Primal Command that shuffles everything back into their deck, we're fine. They have 20 cards left, so that does feel pretty good. They'll probably flicker Ewit here. Oh, they flickered Wall of Blossoms. Oh no, they flickered Ewit. Targeting what? Maybe they're just trying to get some cards back. At some point, they will have to target the Ephemerate. This seems like a list where we want Surgicals. Funny enough, this actually does seem like a list where we want Surgicals. Oh, like, that's no good. Yeah, that's no good. Again, that's taking creatures away that we can exile, which isn't great. There's actually, yeah, there's an argument here for actually just keeping up Crypt Incursion, but, you know, whatever. Like, they have some targets, so be it. So this Ephemerate on the Eternal Witness has to target another Ephemerate. And when I say has to, if they want to play optimally, they really have to. Ideally, we find a fetch land here. That's the ideal scenario. Yeah, ideally we find a fetch land here. And honestly, we're off to the races if we do. Because we can fetch land, we can Field of Ruin, we get like 3 landfall triggers, mill them for 9, we can Crypt Incursion, and then we just get to the point where we're so far ahead in mill that they can't possibly beat us. And like mill and life, because we're going to Crypt Incursion. So that's the goal here. That's the ultimate goal. Again, we know they have a Knight of Autumn, we know they have an Ephemerate. We just don't know what the other 2 mystery cards are. Clearly not a land, or else they would have played it. Sure, Soul Herder is gonna flicker. This kind of sucks. You know, they could get Path. Path really does suck. Yeah, Path is the card that I don't want them to get. I mean, even though, like, Path isn't terrible, it's really not. What are they targeting with this? Oh my god, okay, whatever. What did they target with that? Path? They targeted Path, right? Oh, okay. Alright, in that case, this Surgical is actually pretty nice. In that case, I'm going to target the Ephemerate that the Eternal Witness targets. Just to stop this, like, ridiculous loop that they have going on right now. So first I'm going to Crypt Incursion. Because they'll likely Ephemerate here. Sure. And they'll flicker this, targeting potentially a creature. So Soul Herder is going to go up, but I just, like, literally don't care. Like, honestly, like, I don't care. Sure, Soul Herder is going to get bigger. Oh, they're going to target another Ephemerate. And one Ephemerate's in exile. Well, do I do this now? Maybe I do this now. Just kind of nullify that. Just exile these copies. Perfect. Oh, they're playing Force of Negations and a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Oh my god. Okay, well, just take this. Just do this now. Just do this now. Just give me the life. Give me the life. Give it to me. Give me the life. Perfect. Oh, God. Safety, safety, safety. Safety on the 58 life here. Sure. Can they Eternal Witness? Is this how the stack works? Can they? Yeah, okay, so they can target the Ephemerate. Okay. So now they're always stuck targeting the Ephemerate. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Now so there's no real way to stop it, but now I've made it so that last Eternal Witness target always has to be Ephemerate if they wanted it, if they want, you know, the value out of it. They have Path to Exile, they have Icefang Coatl, they have the, okay, so they drew a land. So they have Icefang Coatl, they have Night of Autumn, they have Path. They'll likely save the Path to Exile. We can, so we know they have, oh man. Does that go into their hand? That's not good. That's not good. Do they have anything to pitch to that? Because they don't have the double blue. Do they have anything to pitch to that? That's the real question here. That's fine. That's another untapped source we get. Probably an island here. Again, just for in the case that we get Mystic Sanctuary. Eventually, right? And at this point, I probably want to start by doing things like hitting the Eternal Witness. Like if they go to Ephemerate the Eternal Witness, like if I can find removal for it, then straight up just hitting the Eternal Witness seems pretty good. Sure, so Flicker, Eternal Witness grabs what? Probably just Path. It probably, Eternal Witness, so Soul Hoarder probably flickers. Oh, okay, they just wanna ramp. Okay, they just wanna ramp. Okay. Get some cards out. I guess, does it put it in untapped? Okay, they just have an Icefang Coatl. Okay, so that pitches to Force. Yeah, that pitches to Force. That's kind of unfortunate. So I'm going to play Ensnaring Bridge here. And then essentially, we're going to grab, I don't even know. Sure, that's fine. Exiling what? One of the Ice Fangs? That's fine. So we know they have Night of Autumn and another Ice Fang and Mystery card. So at this point, oh, and an Ephemerate. Sorry, we know they have an Ephemerate. They're going to keep looping Force. I think we lost here. They're going to keep looping Force here. Meaning we never get to resolve, like, literally anything. Because they can Ephemerate for anything at instant speed. Which kind of sucks. Like, I don't see us really winning this right now, I'm going to be honest. That's fine. Because they can... We know they have another Ice Fang in hand, and they're holding it so that if they Ephemerate... Yeah, I don't think we actually win this game. That's fine. They've gotten in this Ewit lock right here. So Mesmeric Orb seems a little too slow against this because they can untap their creatures. Ensnaring Bridge and Search seem pretty bad, and Cobru seems meh. We're going to bring in Surgical, Extirpate. Fatal Pushes seem pretty good. This against X1s. Abrupt Decay and Abrupt Decay. I think that's what we want. So I will take out like a mission briefing. Everything else seems like pure gas. Just removal. That's going to be the key here. Just removal. Taking out all our artifacts because like they just don't. So Mesmeric Orb, what they'll do is they'll just flicker their cards and they'll just become untapped. You know what I mean? So it's just not as effective. And Ensnaring Bridge, like they have a million ways to deal with it. This is a very keepable hand. I'll keep this. If I can surgical out Ephemerate just off an archive trap, like that's pretty big gas. But they do have to have Force of Negation. There is that. So I'm gonna shock and play the Hedron Crab. Just get that out. Get aggressive. And I think they'd be pretty smart not to actually fetch on their turn, and just fetch on our upkeep, so that we don't. Well, it'd be the same thing actually. Hierarch is fine. I can push a Hierarch. That's fine. Which I will. If they wanna counter it, they can. Okay. Perfect. Save targets always yield. Okay, so we're gonna get a green source. It's gonna be a breeding pool. Again, getting the double blue for the mission briefing and giving ourselves more islands for our Mystic Sanctuary. Oh, okay. So we got rid of the one Jason Mind Sculptor. Again, if we can get rid of Eternal Witness or Ephemerate, you know, ideally Eternal Witness, but either works. They're not searching the library, man. Come on, do the thing that you do. Imagine they have like a Force of Negation or something. I imagine. Drown's pretty good. I like Drown. Ephemerate's pretty good here. I like putting, especially with all this out, all this aggression, I like putting Visions underneath and drawing into Abrupt Decay, just knowing we have that option. I think I'm gonna Drown. I could potentially counter something, which would be pretty big. So I think I might pass through. I'm gonna surgical this. I'm gonna surgical the Ephemerate now. Again, just avoiding the Force of Negation that they could potentially use on our turn. Okay, so just taking all of these targets out. Deputy, Time Warp, Charming Prince. Could have done it on their draw step. I guess it was conceptually the same thing, but we'll see. They could play Deputy here. Yeah, so we're gonna that's getting countered. I really need my Hedron Crab. Sorry, dude. Really need the Hedron Crab. As many of you can attest, really need this Hedron Crab. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry we had to do this. I need my opponent to search their library. I really do. They're a 3-color deck. Like you're playing fetches. Search your deck, please. Oh god, this is great. I love it. I love this. Again, just getting aggressive. We can grab just straight up a Watery Grave. So essentially, like, we see that a common problem we have with our mana base going forward is that we have situations where we want to cast things like Glimpse or Fatal Push alongside cards like Abrupt Decay and Assassin's Trophy. So we want to make sure that we have the green-black plus the extra black available to us. And of course, as much blue as possible. Blue is the mana base. Blue is the color that we want to keep flexible. But the other two colors are the ones that we want to make sure we have options for. So just small things to keep in. Oh, don't pass through that. Don't pass through that. Don't sleep on these fetches. Don't sleep on these fetches. That's fine. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Why don't you fetch first so that your scries are the cleanest? You can reduce the amount of lands you draw. Because if you scry to the bottom and then you fetch, essentially it could just come back to the top. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't... This isn't like Ponder or like Brainstorm where like the cards actually just stay on top. Right? Like, what do they do here? So, oh my god, I don't know what I'm clicking. Show game log. Okay. It's like so weird. Okay. All right, that's fine. So they potentially could have a Force of Negation here or a Path. Whatever whatever they're trying to do. Path to Exile is a thing. Okay, so we're gonna do this for sure. See if they want to counter anything. Seems like this could be a Force of Negation. Force of Negation is like super aggressive though. That's fine. Probably go to end step here. What I'll do is I will run out the Archive Trap. Because I'd rather have the options. So I'm going to run out the Archive Trap here, see if they force this, because I'd rather draw cards. I'd rather draw 3 cards, right? Sure. I'll draw some cards. Just trying to play around this force as much. Okay, GG. Perfect. Sometimes you just draw it. Perfect. Sometimes you just draw the win. GG. Okay. Run it back. Run it back. Nothing different. Run it back. We don't really want Dispels. It's not what we're into. Dispel doesn't stop Time Warp. Does not stop Time Warp. Time Warp is a let's see here. Sorry, just getting these messages. I actually like this hand too. If they search their library, our Drown turns on. I like this hand. It's got Abrupt Decay, which can't be Force Negation. Like that's pretty good. Like that has value in itself. So they can't force here. That's fine. Oh, that's so gas. Oh, this top deck. That's so gas. That's such a gas top deck. That's so good. If they want to run out of Force of Negation, I don't care. I don't care. I'll Archive Trap them, and I'll let this get Force of Negation all day. Honestly, like the card disadvantage and the amount of cards you go down just trying to do this is like ridiculous. It's so dumb. And if they want to path this, that's fine. That's one more card towards a Plague Engineer. That's fine here. So let's see if they force this. I don't care. Like, perfect. It's even better. Honestly, we got rid of the Time Warp. The goal here is just to find a Surgical now. Again, holding up Drown in the Loch is going to be pretty big. Ideally, the Polluted Delta is also going to grab an Overgrown Tomb, giving us green access, and obviously access to all 3 of our colors. It shuts off the mission briefing, but I think that's a small price to pay. We need access to black and green for the Abrupt Decay and the Drown in the Loch. So that's just, you know, instead of having access to mission briefing, Archive Trap, it's better to have access to our removal and our counter magic. So I'm thinking they may play a creature here. Ice-Fang Coatl, 3 other snow forms. This is doing nothing. Why are they just playing this? Oh, it has Death Touch. Sorry, I thought the draw trigger was based off the 3 other permanents. Okay, so they're just trying to find something, I guess. Because we got rid of 1 Force of Negation. There's that. And honestly, like, at this point, just holding up counter magic. Because if they have to play things on their turn, that's one thing. Like, they are a Force of Negation deck. They play the Force of Negations to deal with the crazy combo decks, deal with Tron, and to deal with, like, the crazy things that, like, we can bring at sorcery speed. Oh, that's so good. That's actually, like, so good. Okay. There's a lot of good things happening here, let me tell you that. A lot of positivity. Their 3-drop slot is pretty big here, so this turn 3 is going to be pretty big. If they go to play Ewit, I will definitely just be, you know, Drown and locking that. First thing to do is just remove it and not let it get its ETB. You know, straight up, first things first. What? Okay, I'll counter that. I'll counter that. No need to let them continuously draw cards and anything like that. So we're going to grab Overgrown Tomb. Actually, I'm fine with not countering that. That doesn't do anything if we counter it. I'm actually fine with Abrupt Decaying that. Yeah, I'm actually fine with an Abrupt Decay. Actually, even a Fatal Push works. Fatal Push is like less flexible. It's harder to turn on, especially if we don't find a fetch. So I think I might just Fatal Push it. Hold up Abrupt Decay, hold up John of the Loch. We don't need to counter that. And we actually don't even need to necessarily Abrupt Decay that. What are you doing? Yeah, you can't force negation that. It's your turn. Like, I don't know what they were trying to, like, you saw like they were trying to like pause here, and I'm like, nah, bro. Like, not today, fam. Not today. Not today. Okay, let's see how this game 3 ends up. Let's see how this game 3 ends up here. Archive Trap isn't the best. Really was hoping to draw land there, but oh well. Again, we still have interaction. We still have counter magic. That's fine. Really need a land. Really need a land. Make it happen. Field of Ruin would be ideal, I guess. Okay. More white sources. Sure. Ephemerate. You know, all that. All that jazz. What do they got? The 3-drop slot, again, is pretty big. They know we play counter magic too. So they're tapping their blue source. Okay, that's fine. That's gonna get Abrupt Decayed. Yeah, like this is, oh wait. I actually don't have access to Abrupt Decay, do I? I didn't think about this. I've been saying we have access to Abrupt Decay this whole time, but we don't. Okay. I think I'd rather, would I rather hold up a counterspell? Or kill this? I think we'd rather just stay on top of our removal and kill it. I know this isn't really patient, but again, I think just killing their enabler and the namesake of the deck seems pretty solid. Right? Like, if you're playing against Storm, exiling cards with Storm in it seems pretty good, right? Just removing it, like we had this, you know, they're down 3 Soul Hoarders, so like a big portion of their enabling. This is so rough. Okay. This is so rough. Oh, not like this. We're playing 23 lands too. I hate this. I hate getting mana screwed because situations like this really outline how I don't know how people would play with 22. Especially with like curves like this. Maybe if you're just playing regular Dimir, or you're playing like, if you're playing like Scheming Symmetry Mill, I can kind of see it, but like, not like this, man.
2 hours later.
Alright everyone, so if you just look at the corner here, right here, if I can move, it looks like our opponent has lost connection to the game. So, I don't know. This kind of sucks. Like, I think our opponent could have potentially just been in a winning position, and we just kind of lucked out here. But I won't complain. I think that if we drew a land, we would have been fine. I don't know what our opponent's been up to, but oh well. Oh well. Oh. Alright everyone, so it looks like our opponent lost connection to the game, but now they're back. As you can see, they're tapping some mana, so they're out for a bit. They're at like 3 minutes left, so I think they should be worried about potentially timing out here. So I don't even think we want to pass through just in case anything crazy happens, but I made my solemn mistake. That Overgrown Tomb, this Overgrown Tomb, grabbing this tomb might come back to haunt me here. So they're gonna scry too, sure. Really, again, would love to draw land. This is also the point where if our opponent does have Force of Negation, I'm happy to, I might even be happy to throw out a Crypt Incursion and force them to have it so that they lose resources. Okay. Well, looks our opponent for some reason just gave up and didn't have it. I mean, after a lost connection, but all right. Catch you guys for the wrap up. Sure. Sure. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for the wrap up, and I want to use this opportunity not to go over general tips and strategy, but to talk about the elk in the room. That's right, Oko, Thief of Crowns. Now, many of you are already aware as to how powerful the card is. It's almost becoming a staple in all the Eternal formats like Standard, Modern, Pioneer, and heck, even Vintage. So I think it goes without saying that the card works and it does its magic, but what can it do for us in Sultai Mill? Well, first and foremost, we have the green splash so we can play it. But why do we want to play it? We have Assassin's Trophy, we have Abrupt Decay. Well, let's pull the card up, let's see what it does for us. So the +2 creates food tokens, which gives us that consistent turn after turn life gain. Why is that important? Well, Burn is one of our worst matchups right now, if that isn't aware to you already, and it's currently one of the 2 to 3 top decks played right now by numbers in the current Modern metagame. So to have more mainboard answers against that archetype is fantastic, frees up some of our sideboard slots that we've dedicated to life gain, and allows us to put in more cards for other matchups. The +1 invalidates a large swath of the power in the current Modern metagame. I'm talking about cards, creatures, and artifacts with large amounts of text in them. I'm thinking about cards like Urza, Lord High Artificer, Primeval Titan, and yeah, Chalice of the Void. Now, those cards obviously become 3/3 beaters, but it's okay. As you can see, Oko is hard enough to deal with, to say the least, and we got Ensnaring Bridge for things like that. So, the -5, or the ultimate in this case, is just icing on the cake. Think about a situation where we're playing against a Nexus of Fate deck, and we just don't have a way to deal with it. Well, now, trade away your Hedron Crab, which isn't milling anything over, it's just shuffling the extra turn spell. Trade that away for a creature on our opponent's side, and let's go on the beatdown plan. That's right, I don't have to mill you out. I can take you from 20 to 0. And that's exactly what Oko provides to Sultai Mill. It's this fantastic splashable planeswalker, and I mean, I don't even think I need to say that. I think you're all aware that it's a fantastic splashable planeswalker. But definitely look for it in a future Exploring Mill when we revisit Sultai. And with that in mind, I'm wondering, what do you guys think about my Sultai Mill list? Or there's some things that you would change? What's your list that you're brewing? Please let me know in the comments down below. It is a relatively new archetype for me, not one that I played a lot, so I love the tips, let me know. But with that in mind, I want to remind everyone that even the impossible is possible, and as we ponder that thought, please join me next time as we take a glimpse into the unthinkable.